Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Barry and today I decided I'll take a trip down to Johannesburg because I'm visiting Ferris Cars. Now Ferris, if you don't know who they are basically sort of an independent dealership, Ferrari specialists specifically, but they've also got one of two, shall we say, interesting cars in stock. So I think we should go and have a look inside the showroom, but also look at one car specifically, namely the Ferrari 458 Spider. So let's go and have a look. Right, so walking into the dealership, we are greeted with a lovely Ferrari 512 TR, which is of course for sale here at Ferris. Yeah, I mean this is quite a special car, old school Ferrari, but nevertheless pretty cool. And as you can see, they've got many exciting toys that one could play with, shall we say, such as the 488 Spider and the one that we're going to be looking at, the Ferrari 458 Spider. Now, there's a specific reason I want to talk about this car, so stay tuned for that. But let's have a look around the showroom. So, of course, we've got a Ferrari F430. We've got a, I'm not terribly clued up with my old school Ferrari, so let's see, this is a 348. Look at this, beautiful. I think it's a 348 as well. Aston Martin DB9, a Ferrari 360 Spider, another older Ferrari that I have no idea. I think it's the 400, is it? No, it's the Mondial. There we go, Mondial. Got something under the covers there, and an interesting old school car, a Maserati Kyalami. No, that's the Kamzen, sorry, not the Kyalami, even though there is a Maserati Kyalami. This is, I mean, look at it. I don't think I've ever seen one of these before, to be perfectly honest. Styled by Bertone, as continued by the badge, but look at that, left-hand drive. How cool is that? Another 430, this time being a Spider, or the F430 should I say. 458 Coupe, a Maserati GT, the lovely yellow, the Grand Sport, should I rather say. So there we are, lovely Ferris logo. Now what Ferris do, I should probably also say, is they work on Ferrari. So as you can see, this is their workshop. So if you want your car serviced and you don't want to go to the main dealer for some reason, you can go and do it right here. So, and a lovely Dino here popping its nose, but I'm not going to go inside there. Maserati Gran Cabrio over here, another F430, and a lovely Giallo 458 Coupe, sporting some not so stock wheels. So there we go. And a 612 Scaglietti, which I suppose is the original modern day four-seater. Of course we had the FF and the GTC 4 more recently, but there we go, cool car here. Then we've got the Lotus Exige. Not too many Lotuses in South Africa, but of course the Daytona Group is now taking over Lotus South Africa, so look at that, driver-focused car. How awesome is that manual gearbox, like absolutely stripped out. I really like Lotuses, I think they're incredibly underrated cars, but there we go. Lamborghini Gallardo, the first generation, not the manual, but the paddle shifts. So there we go, lovely yellow Lamborghini. I feel like yellow suits Lamborghini. If any color suited Lambo, it is definitely this one. Right, moving over to another love of my life, Alfa Romeo. This is a 2000 GT Veloce. As you of course know, I've got an Alfa Romeo as well. So this is got a special place in my heart. Look at that. There's just something about an Alfa Romeo that is just better than any other car, even a Ferrari, should we say cheekily. So there we go. Such a beautiful little car. Oh my gosh. And of course it's also for sale, I think for 850,000 Rand. There we go. So if you are looking for a 2000 GT Veloce, make sure you give the guys here a call. But let's move over to that guy over there. Right, so here we have the Ferrari 458 Spider. The Ferrari 458 launched back in 2009. Let's look at some of the power figures, shall we? So we have got 562 brake horsepower. We've got 540 Newton meters of torque. This car was released before a time when power figures were absolutely everything, when everything's, 700, 800, 900, 1000 horsepower. This car had a very modest and a manageable. I feel like this is a perfect amount of power for a car like this. 0 to 60 took 3.4 seconds for the coupe, about 3.5. I think it was actually 3.4 for the Spider as well, because they made it in such a way that the Spider was almost identical to the coupe. And of course, when this car was launched, it was just a complete leap forward in the supercar game, in my opinion. We had the 430 from Ferrari, the older generation Lamborghini Gallardo, as we can see over there. And then Ferrari came out with this dual clutch transmission, a 4.5 litre V8, hence the name 458, that just sounded absolutely demonic. It was one of the best sounding car engines in the world. Some say it's a bit fake and it's mostly exhaust sound, but to me it's one of my absolute favorite sounds in the whole world. And of course they brought out not only this and the coupe, but of course the Speciale that I've had the privilege of going in a few years ago. And actually I've been in the 458 coupe back in 2014. The video is on my channel, so if you want to go have a look at that, I'll pop a link to that or pop it up on the screen. So yeah, to me I've got such a soft spot. In terms of the cars that I'd love to own, this is definitely in the top 3. I mean, 458 to me is, it's the car that I sort of grew up with. Of course, we have the replacement over here in the form of the 488 Spider, but that's when Ferrari went turbocharged, even though it's massively faster. And I actually haven't been in a 488. Even though it's a lot faster, I would take this with, without a bat of my eyelids. It's just, to me, absolutely perfect. So let's go over the car, shall we? Of course, we've got your red brake calipers and your sort of titanium finished on the wheels over here. Carbon ceramic brakes, obviously. Pininfarina, obviously Ferrari and Pininfarina have have parted ways. Let me just try and get my English correct. Because obviously they're designing their cars in-house. This was a time when I think this was Ferrari at its prime in terms of design. The cars were elegant, they were beautiful. The FF, the F12, and even the 488. It was a time when they were just beautiful design. I mean, this is just such a pretty design, and I think it's aged beautifully. Let's be perfectly honest, this car does not look like it was released more than 10 years ago. Can you believe it? And of course, we've got your vanes over here. Now, what this basically does, at speed, these sort of vanes deform and they push down, of course, giving more airflow into the car to feed its massive 4.5 litre V8. I think it looks pretty cool. Some people arguably didn't like the little moustaches that you get over there. I think it looks pretty awesome. The new LED lights, which gives the car the face that everybody knows and loves, of course. This being the Spider, it has no roof. Some people say it's not really a Spider, it's more of a target top, but hey, when you have the roof down and you have that absolutely magnificent engine at the back here bellowing out, then well, that's not to complain, is it? Personally, I like a Spider more than a coupe. I just love that extra theatre that it gives. So yeah, moving towards the back, we've got your triple exhaust, which I still think looks absolutely fantastic, and your rear diffuser, which by today's standards look pretty tame, but alas, we have those there. But I think it's time to have a look inside the car. We've got the keys here. The traditional Ferrari key, of course, now they are keyless. With the 488 you have just a sort of key fob that says Ferrari. Nowadays you have the Ferrari badge, the Cavallino, and you have a little square nowadays. Of course, this being an option, this got a rear shields. But let's have a look. Let's open up the car. Traditional Ferrari beep, and stepping inside we are greeted with a lovely interior. Of course, we've got your black, I think these are the racing seats with the Rosso stitching, of course the Ferrari emblem over there. I think it's a must in every single Ferrari that you have that. But let us step in, shall we? And yes, this is certainly a seat that you can get used to, no doubts about that. 458 Spider and the rear counter. Now let's talk about the steering wheel, because this was the first Ferrari that brought out this multi-function steering wheel. Obviously, it's they took the inspiration from Formula One, where all the buttons are obviously on the steering wheel. So over here, we've got your indicators. Over there, we've got your wipers, switches, your Manatino. I believe this was the first Ferrari, I do stand corrected, to have this form of Manatino. So of course, you've got your wet, you've got your sport, your race, your CT off, and then your traction fully off for when you're feeling brave. Let's put it back into race. Keep it there. You've got your engine start over there. Of course, your bumpy road button, which is very important, and your dim dip over here for the lights. Moving down here, we've got your what you call it for the roof, the little button there, and this little button is arguably the best button on any convertible, because this piece of glass, what that button does is either raises or lowers the glass, so you don't really have to have the roof down to experience that Mahusa V8 in the background. And of course, over here we've got your launch for launch control, off or reverse, and your auto to switch between automatic and of course the pedals. So there we go. And of course here we've got your climate control settings and your media control over here, and your other buttons to use for the radio and that kind of thing. Personally, I feel like it's a bit too complicated to have this button over here for that screen and to have these settings here for that screen. I feel like it's all, this is where Ferrari really went complicated on the steering wheel. And compared to modern day Ferraris, because let's not forget the SF90, you've got touch pads and all sorts on here. So this, compared to modern day Ferraris, is very much a clean layout, shall we say. But of course, we have the roof here. And in terms of cars that I would love to drive one day, this is definitely up there. I mean, the 458 to me is just absolutely a dream car. So hopefully one day we shall experience that. But what I think we need to do now is point the camera towards the back of the car, because I think it's time for a startup. And I mean, that's what it's all about. It's all about that 4.5 liter V8. Oh man, it's a mighty, mighty sound. And I mean, that's cars just don't sound like this anymore. Of course, we've got emissions regulations and all that stuff, and we're so gonna miss cars like this. And I feel like instead of buying all these new, turbocharged electric things, why not buy these? Why not? Because I mean, they've held their value pretty well. I think especially with electric cars becoming a thing, you're going to want to buy one of these, because I feel like they're going to go up in value. I mean, I'm by no means a car expert, but how good does this sound? Honestly, just have a listen to this. Oh man, listen to that. Obviously the car's still cold, so I don't want to rev it too much, but the 4.5, let's just have a look outside, back around the rear, because oh my goodness, listen to that verbal. Oh, it's just beautiful. But yeah, and of course, this being the Spider, of course you have the roof that can go up and down and all that stuff. So I think it's pretty awesome to experience this car. I haven't been in a 458 for so long, and it's just brings back so many awesome memories. It's just beautiful. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen, that is the Ferrari 458 Spider. Thank you so much to the guys here at Ferris for making this possible. If you are interested in any of the cars that are here on the showroom floor, including this beautiful 458 Spider, I mean, if I had the money, I'd be leaving with this immediately. So yeah, thank you so much to them. I'll put all their links, make sure you go follow them on Instagram and Facebook. Put all the links down below in the description. So thank you so much, and thank you for watching as well. It's been a while since I've uploaded videos, but yeah, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day or evening or morning, wherever you're listening or watching from. Until next time, bye.